Firearm storage under the Queensland Weapons Regulations Section 94. Your firearms must be stored at a permanent storage address or a nominated storage address that weapons licensing know about. For category A, B, C, E and M, they can be stored in a container like this, made of either steel or solid timber. You can have a wooden gun safe, but it must be hardwood timber. If the container weighs less than 150 kilos, it must be securely attached to the frame or floor of the permanent building. The container must also have a sturdy keyed lock, pad bolt or padlock on it to be compliant under the weapons regulations. I'll now show you inside the gun safe of what it looks like. Because we will be storing handguns category H with A and B, the safe now must be bolted, part of the weapons regulations. So under that carpet there, I've put 2 bolts to the floor of the building. And because it's a solid steel construction, it's legal for all categories. You'll notice that there's a separate compartment here up the top. That is for your ammunition. Ammunition must be stored separately to firearms or the major component of a firearm. For example, the bolt. The bolt on a bolt action firearm is a major component of the firearm and must never be stored with ammunition. Firearms must be stored action broken or with the bolt removed. Action broken could literally be like that. You can even use a chamber flag and then put it away in the cupboard. Legal. Action broken. If you don't want to leave the action open like that wearing springs out, you could put the trigger lock in. Trigger lock is suffice. As action broken, the firearm's unusable. And you could put it away in the gun safe for storage, which we'll do. Handgun away. Like that. For a lever action rifle, it could be stored like that, action broken, and left open like that, and then put in the safe. If you didn't want to leave it with the action open, you could use one of these. You could put a cable around it like that, and then put a padlock through it like this, and lock it. There you go, the firearm can't be used, ready for storage. Bolt action rifle. If the bolt can be removed, they like you to always remove the bolt. So we'll remove the bolt and release the tension on the spring. We'll place the firearm in the safe. Then we'll wrap the bolt in a rag like that and we'll store it inside with the firearms. Remember, the bolt cannot be stored up in here with the ammunition because the bolt is a major component of the firearm and it can never be stored with ammunition at any time. Pump action firearm. Same thing, it can be stored action open like that, perfectly legal, or you could release the action, release the tension off the spring and put the trigger lock. But I'll leave it like that, action open, chamber flag indicating that it's empty. For a straight pull firearm, exact same thing, must be left action open like that if it was to be legal, or you could put a trigger lock in it, and if you wanted to go that extra step, you'd even put a flag in it like that and then put your trigger locks that I have on the top here, which would make that also compliant, legal. For a break action shotgun, they're meant to be stored like that, with the action broken, like that. But with these gun safes, there's not a lot of room to store them actually broken like that. You can, but it's leaving a lot of pressure on the hammer springs. Another thing you can do is put snap caps and release the pressure on the springs. Snap caps in the firearm. Make sure you point it in a safe direction. Always treat every firearm as loaded. Release the pressure on the springs and then put on your trigger locks. That firearm is now inoperable. You can't operate the trigger. So the firearms are all the way done with the firearms. Obviously you oil them as you're going and putting them away to protect your firearms from corrosion. Ammunition though must be always stored separate from the firearms. So we won't be leaving the ammunition on the top like that. We can store it in our lock compartment here. So your ammunition can go in your lock compartment like that. So you lock that and then lock the safe. Attached to the ground, legal. Ammunition separate. If you run out of room for your ammunition, you can use a separate container for storage for ammunition. For your ammunition, a metal tin like this is legal, or even a plastic tin, as long as it's inaccessible to unauthorised access. Ammunition is not governed by weapons licensing, it's governed by Queensland Mines and Explosives. So I could put ammunition in the tin like that, lock it up, put a padlock through it like that, and then it's legal. So the ammunition is separate to the firearms and the safe's locked. 100% legal under the weapons regulations. So hopefully you understand what's required for storage of firearms in Queensland. You'll now be doing your test. Ask questions with your instructor. Any questions, ask, because there's always things that I might have missed or might not have covered. Thank you. I hope you're enjoying the course, and I look forward to seeing you in the future out on a range somewhere shooting or hunting. Thank you.